Also, I would just like to remind everyone that tomorrow we have the. Let us meet tomorrow and have a great networking session.
Welcome. Okay, sir. Welcome, everyone. Himanshi, then problem in your mic?
Hi, good afternoon, Alokji. How are you?
I'm great, sir. Sorry, I didn't see the message because कल के प्रिपरेशन में थे बाहर.
No problem. That's perfectly fine.
Okay, तो then sir आप start कर लीजिए because I just came to know कि
ठीक है, तो I will just quickly start the session. Hi everyone, good afternoon. I am Ankit Saxena. I work with the Incubation Center at FITT, IIT Delhi. So today we'll cover the session on inventory optimization, tools and techniques. So last time we had our initial overview session on supply chain management for startups and for MSMEs, and we had discussed that why supply chain management is critical, especially for MSMEs and startups, because they have very limited resources, and ideally startups are supposed to grow exponentially year on year. Then what kind of factors we can consider, and what kind of tools and techniques which we can use to optimize the business requirements and maintain maximum customer satisfaction. And for that, we had discussed that one of the tools could be inventory optimization, because all businesses have certain supply of some materials which basically contributes to the final end product. In software related industry, it could be related to the data management of data, and for hardware and for other manufacturing businesses, it could be related to the product and the raw material itself, right? So today we will look at inventory optimization, especially when it comes to FMCG companies, manufacturing companies, companies which are into trading. So inventory optimization by definition is basically maintaining the most optimum level of inventory in all scenarios, and also ensuring that we are not incurring cost because of maintaining that optimum number of inventory with us. And this will help us when we start to understand how we are balancing our supply side and how we are able to forecast the demand, so that we don't end up neither overstocking nor understocking, right? So like I mentioned, that the goal for using inventory optimization can be categorized in three parts. One is that you want to increase your cash flow, so you don't want to invest in a lot of inventory. You don't want to stock yourself and keep your capital engaged in the inventory itself, so that you can timely make payments to your vendors, and also keep liquidity within the company for the expenses which may be incurred on ad hoc basis. The second reason for optimizing your inventory could be related to minimizing your cost, which would be related to reducing your expenses, whether it comes to the space you are using in the warehouse or the services you are using for warehouse management. Then what kind of storage requirements you have. Then if you are looking at storing certain goods in your warehouse, then usually you're supposed to ensure those goods, so that in case of any adverse events, you can retain the capital you have invested in that inventory. So how do we reduce the cost of that insurance? And also the goods which are stored within the warehouse, they also depreciate over a period of time. So how do we reduce that cost? And then finally, we want to ensure that there is always stock available irrespective of the situation at our business's end. So we don't want to be in a situation where we have certain requirements from our customers, but we are not able to fulfill those requirements because we have a problem of stocking where we don't have enough stock to fulfill the requirements of the customer. So as I had mentioned, the most relevance of inventory optimization could be for retail stores where we stock our products which are in demand on shelf. It could be used by e-commerce industry also, where we are managing our fast moving SKUs and also maintaining and tracking the fluctuating demand patterns. This can also be used for manufacturing industries where we need to procure raw material, then store it. Then while we are processing that raw material for an intermediary product, then storing that intermediary product, and then finally producing the final end product, and then storing the final end product which we are creating, right? So for manufacturing, this will help in reducing waste and downtime. For FMCG companies, stock replenishment and managing high demand for products is one of the use cases where inventory optimization comes into play and helps in ensuring a smooth supply chain operation. So, like mentioned earlier also, the importance of inventory optimization can be understood that it helps basically in reducing our costs. It helps in creating liquidity within the company because we try to avoid over stocking of our required raw material and required goods. We also want to ensure that we don't understock and we are able to satisfy the end customer by timely providing good quality goods, right? And if we are doing all of this, then we help ourselves by improving the supply chain efficiency of our company.
Sir, I wanted a question. Ask his question. It is slightly different. Uh, Regarding the warehouses, is there
Yes.
any government scheme where we can bypass the auction system of acquiring a land for building a warehouse? Is there any straightforward way where we can purchase a land in an industrial area or somewhere?
I am not sure if there is any scheme where you can buy the land for, which is helping in buying the land uh, for
Because
your
normally I've been
warehousing purpose.
trying to file in an auction, but never come. I'm not that lucky to get into draw. So I mean, what is the alternative way to reach to industrial area having a small state?
So if you are into trading and you require land for warehousing purposes, then I think through leasing you can look at that. And I am not sure if allocation of land is part of the scheme, but the credit guarantee scheme can help you in providing some capital which can be used for leasing the land you want for warehousing for your own business.
Actually, the capital is not an issue. The issue is getting the land in an industrial area. That's a big challenge nowadays.
So that is something which has to be taken care by the government only. So I don't think I am the right
Yeah.
person that I can help you out with that.
Okay. Thank you.
कहाँ पे? Yes. So I'll come back to the presentation. Looking at the challenges that we face for demand forecasting uncertainty. So this is the first challenge that we want to combat using optimal inventory levels by maintaining optimal inventory levels that you can, if you are able to forecast your demand, then you will not be able to incur any extra cost which may come up. You will also be able to talk to your suppliers and optimize their operations as well, and link them to your demand requirements, and create very smooth operations at their end. And it can also help you in basically maintaining exactly optimum level of inventories at all times in your warehouse. Now, the key tools for this inventory optimization, we'll look at a few of these methods. So the first uh, inventory optimization method is called ABC analysis. This ABC can be extended further also into different categories like A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3, based on the number of SKUs you have, based on the number of product lines that you have. So basically, under this particular concept, we try to create different slabs for different items, and based on our priority and the requirements for those priority items, we allocate a certain kind of category to the goods. For example, A class items could be high value, low quantity items that require close monitoring and precise inventory control. So you can put in extra efforts to manage A category items. Then B items would be your moderate value items, which are not that costly and require a moderate focus to monitor these goods within the warehouse. And C items would be low value but high quantity items, which may even require minimum oversight if that doesn't harm the business, right? And so this will help in creating more focus around the main cash cow of the company, and help in reducing cost when it comes to managing the C category items, right? So basically, this will help in prioritizing our efforts, that in what kind of goods we want to keep maximum control, and which goods are not that critical for the business, where you don't have to even measure them quantity wise, but also measure them maybe in terms of the weight of the product itself, right? The second method which can be integrated post ABC analysis could be economic order quantity, where you order for your own supply based on the kind of existing inventory which you have, right? And also you factor into account the holding cost which you will incur as a business if you over order or if you overstock, right? So this EOQ method will basically help you in avoiding excess stock at all times, and will ensure that you are not incurring extra cost because of over stocking. Just in time method is something which we discussed last time also. Here we try to implement lean inventory management, where we try to reduce our waste, we try to reduce our in warehouse inventory. And what we basically do is that, based on the kind of purchase orders which we are receiving, we are able to forecast that demand in time and make sure that we have relevant raw material supplied to us just in time, so that we can fulfill the PO within the required time period. Then moving ahead, there is another reorder point system, where we ensure that there is at least some minimum stock which is always with us, and we trigger ordering new stock only when we reach a reorder point, minimum reorder quantity. So this helps in maintaining inventory at all point of time within the warehouse, irrespective of the kind of demand that we are facing, right? And finally, come to the final concept. This could be used well for predicting. So there is a method called regression, which takes into factor the previous uh, data which you have related to your demand, the kind of orders that you have fulfilled, the time which you have taken to fulfill those orders, the quantity of raw material which you have used, and other factors also. And based on these factors collectively, we try to predict the future demand based on the past data. And we use AI ML to optimize our inventory for future. Right. So I am sure that there will be a session separately for forecasting the demand also using regression, and there are various other methods also. Right. So basically now there are different kinds of technologies which have been developed. There are technologies where you are able to accurately or where you try to accurately forecast the demand which you will have for a certain product, and based on that you can optimize your inventory. There are robots, there are equipments, there are sensors which have been developed which help in maintaining the economic order quantity at all point of time, and they also help with the reorder point system. So there are now cameras which are being set up in warehouses where, based on the kind of image which these cameras are able to detect, they set the reorder point system. So irrespective of the quantity, they rather focus on the image of the warehouse itself, and based on the depletion of the goods within the stocks, they are able to predict for us what kind of requirements we'll have in future. Right. Then talking about blockchain will help in basically securing the data and maintaining transparency and traceability. So there are track and trace softwares, there are track and trace services which help in maintaining the optimum inventory within the warehouse. This could be done through barcodes, through QR codes also. I had given an example of a 3-dimensional QR code technology which is in the market in my last session. So these technologies are helping in basically maintaining optimum inventory at all times, and also ensuring that there are no leakages within the value chain. And then finally, we have ERPs and cloud solutions. I gave a few solutions last time, also named a few solutions, which can basically store the entire database of inventory on cloud, and in real time, you will be able to check what kind of requirements you can fulfill with the current inventory that you have, and at what point of time you will have to order for new inventory. Right. So there are technology driven approaches. Like I have already discussed these, that AI ML is now playing a large role in predicting the demand for our inventory requirements. Then AI ML also helps in enabling real-time inventory tracking, and then can provide recommendations also to accurately help in replenishment of the stocks which we have. Then, as I mentioned, that IoT sensors can be integrated within the existing warehouse setup, and there are RFID tags, smart shelves which can be integrated to maintain accurate inventories. These IoT integrations can be applied to the existing inventory systems and ERPs which are already with the business. Right. As mentioned, that blockchain technology enhances transparency, and you can trace your supply chain by maintaining a secure tamper-proof record of transactions. You can track not just the movement of the goods, but also you can track the quality of the goods being maintained throughout the supply chain. You can also automate payments based on the traceability of your goods and items pertaining to your customers as well as your suppliers. Then ERP solutions, like I mentioned, they will help you in providing real-time access to your inventory data, and they will help you once you scale your operations, then what kind of SOPs you need to integrate, what kind of workflows you need to automate, and overall inventory accuracy by reducing operational costs. So a quick case study about Zepto, which is one of the unicorns now in the country. and how they are utilizing AI ML and just in time to maintain optimum inventory. So there are some dark stores which have been created by Zepto across different cities, which stock certain products and different kinds of articles which are listed on their platform. And how they maintain the optimum level of inventory for all these goods is through the implementation of AI. So every user's behavior is being tracked by Zepto. They are also tracking the behavior. They based on the consumer behavior. They also prescribe what kind of goods and services you want to order in future. And based on all the data which they are receiving through different surveys, which they are integrating into the UI UX of their application, they are able to maintain the optimum level of inventory within their dark stores. They are also using just-in-time inventory. So there are certain dark stores which are further connected to the wholesalers where they are not keeping inventory with them. But if required, if there is a bulk quantity order from any of the customers, they can connect directly to the wholesaler, and the delivery partner for Zepto will pick up the stock from the wholesaler instead of picking it up from the dark store. Right. So based on the kind of quantity which is being ordered by the end consumer, they are maintaining this relationship with their wholesaler, where the delivery person can also reach out to the wholesaler to complete the delivery. Right. Then they have decentralized the entire operations by so what they have basically done is that instead of investing in large warehouses, they are investing in very small areas where they have segregated the inventory based on the kind of availability of products on their application and based on the behavior of the customers in one particular geography. So let's say if we talk about tier 1 city, right? Let's say if we talk about Bangalore itself, then in Bangalore you will see a lot of quick food or other kinds of products which they are keeping, as compared to if you look at Delhi. So in Delhi, the kind of products they are keeping are more related to let's say masks which are being used by public in general to avoid the air pollution, but you will not see these kinds of product on the platform itself when it comes to a city like Bangalore, right? So they have decentralized the inventory management and they have reduced the delivery time. Now they have also integrated real-time tracking of the entire inventory using IoT. So there are sensors within these very small shops which are able to give them real-time inferences as to how to manage that inventory, what kind of orders they are receiving, which SKU within their product line has decreased to the recurring order quantity, and they can then link that particular SKU to the wholesaler, and the wholesaler can fulfill the requirements. So basically, if we integrate the technology part, if we integrate AI ML, if we are able to integrate IoT sensors, and if we are able to create decentralization of inventory management, then we'll be able to reduce the stockouts by 30%. So there are 70% chance that you are facing a stockout situation, but your fulfillment rate improves in a very high manner, and your stocking requirements and the cost related to handling of the products goes very low. You are able to maintain the efficiency within the entire supply chain and reduce wastage, because your focus is not to overstock. Your focus is rather that you can go stock out within the supply chain, and you can mention on the platform also that you are out of stock for certain products, right? Uh, and this will ensure high customer satisfaction because of the kind of products which are available with you. And finally, you can scale these operations rapidly if you are able to successfully conduct the pilot for a certain segment and a certain geography, right? So in the end, I would summarize that inventory optimization will help you in reducing the cost of your operations and bringing in efficiency by reducing waste. And also inventory optimization will help in achieving customer satisfaction, because if you are able to clearly identify the kind of demand that you will have in future, uh, you will be able to create processes and integrate technologies to ensure maximum satisfaction from the customer side, right? When it comes to AI ML integration, I think now everything is connected to AI. We have DeepSeek coming in. We have Llama 3.1, which can be integrated as an API. So there are free of cost services which can be utilized to maintain your operations. So almost everyone is leveraging these technologies now. And finally, there are startups which are leveraging smart inventory management uh, formula to scale their operations faster, right? So if you are able to do this at a pilot level, it will be very easy once you start to scale up. Right. So with this, I will end my presentation and we'll open for Q&A session for some time. Yeah. So I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have. Hello.
Yes, sir. I think काफी अच्छा सेशन गया आपका.
I think we don't have any
Yeah,
questions.
thank you. कोई क्वेश्चन है, प्लीज आप you can ask the question because topic has been completed and the slides has been completed.
Ankit sir, I have a question here, and my question again goes to bulk purchasing and industrial goods, not to B2C but B2B, and it involves a lot of import. So so here the inventory is getting a big issue and keeping stock, and the challenges of the timeline matching. So I'm looking for a technology assistance where probably we can integrate some technology which can help us to figure out the let's say for a annual forecast of that particular material what we are dealing into for and categorically a fluoropolymer material like tubing and pipings and lining for very critical equipments. These are the material which we are annually importing from, and there are globally 4-5 manufacturer available. So it is becoming a challenge for us to support the fabricator whenever the requirement come. And these requirements are project based, so we don't know where the requirement comes, and when it comes, then they have a very short window to close the order. Then then it is becoming difficult for us to match those timeline, especially and timeline and the cost.
So
and
you
lot
are
of
importing these tubes and pipelines?
yeah, we are importing.
Okay. So your problem is more related to the overstocking of goods, right?
We are not able to stock it because these are very high value items. So we are, as of now, we are doing based on the order, but then we are losing also 50% of inquiries just because we are not able to match the delivery schedule of because of the logistic challenges, because of the payment, and because of the availability of our stocks. So so what
So
kind
I
of
believe
technology should we
your
use?
problem is more related to, so there are two things that you can do.
Yeah.
Just help me in understanding if I am understanding the problem correctly.
Yeah.
So your problem is more related to maintaining the minimum required stock at all point of time, so that if there is if you receive a PO on ad hoc basis,
Yeah.
you should have something in hand so that you can at least start working on it, and start
Correct.
manufacturing and start supplying to your vendors, right? To your
Right.
customers, sorry.
But here the problem is the requirements are not unique in nature. Suppose, I mean, if you have an idea of going to the hospital and see the oxygen tube, it's a very
Mhm.
transparent kind of oxygen tube which is going medical section. These kind of tubes, so they will have plenty of sizes, requirement, specification. So there is no way where we can keep all the specification all the time. Even though if we try, we can keep it like let's say five six type of material in a I mean a substantial quantity. But then the inquiry comes for a different sizes. So
Mhm.
so the feedback what we are getting from our customer that they cannot give us a forecast. Then they are suggesting us to just scan the import data of Indian custom, figure out what kind of material are being imported, and based on that you work out your homework and figure it out what size and how much stock you need to keep all the time, because these are project based jobs. There is
So
no way.
I understand. I understand. So I think
Yeah.
what they are saying is actually correct,
Yeah.
because they are also not responsible in a way to actually give you the right kind of data which you can
Yeah.
use to forecast your demand, right? So in
Correct.
that
Correct.
case, the publicly available data which you have you tried to analyze that data using any tool?
No, not yet. We are just trying what we have sold in a year. Then based on that, we are trying to keep some inventory.
And for how
Uh,
many years you are into these operations?
we are almost 3 years in the operation.
So 3 years worth of data will actually not be enough. You will have to
Yeah.
actually look at the national data of import of these goods to basically understand that for the last 5 years or 10 years at least, what
Right.
kind of pattern is there for the importation, so that you can maintain your minimum order quantity at all point of time in your warehouse
And now
for
I'll
all
tell you
different
the
sizes.
story behind it, because we are working with some selected the customers, let's say 5-10 customers, because we
Mhm.
are not going in a large scale marketing and these kind of things, because I mean we don't know whether we will be able to serve, and so if we could generate that kind of forecast, and then probably we can go in a full scale marketing and
So
development activities.
what I will request you is that if you can share with us the
Yes.
data, the national import data for these goods, and separately also, I think Alokji, what you can do is that you can connect them with me and with Ashwin,
Great.
right? So whatever data sets are publicly available, using that we can help them in forecasting the demand for the entire nation, right? Then
Yes,
based
I
on
think
that, there
that's
could be
something.
some inference which can be provided as to how much you can store for your own business.
Correct. So this is what actually we are needing it. Otherwise, we will keep on serving those selected 5-10 customers. That's it. So we are not able to go anyway, and those are all just our close contacts. So as
Sure,
of
sure,
now, we
sure.
are running in that.
We can do
Yeah.
that. I think what we will do is we will talk to you separately also. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, if you can arrange those data sets of importation for these goods, then
Uh-huh.
we can work on those data sets also.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Compliance, please mail us on the same mail, advisor ID.
Right. Right.
Yes,
I
sir.
will try to name out the products and the data what I
Sure.
could
So if you
have.
come back to us with a certain sort of concept note around this problem statement, then
Mhm.
we can have a meeting with me, myself, and other experts also from AI ML domain, and we
Okay.
can analyze that data and give you some real time inferences.
Perfect, sir. So I'll reach out. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you so much.
I think, Said ji, please, I think you have any question?
जी सर, मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट है सर।
जी बताइए।
सर मेरे पास एक्चुअली ये ना लिथियम है जो अफगानिस्तान से आ रहा है। मुझे पार्टी नहीं मिल रही, कहाँ बेचूं? लिथियम, एंटीमोनी एंड ये अपने मैंगनीज, ये सबका और आ रहा है। आई डोंट हैव द पार्टी टू सेल।
I don't think I will be able to help you with that actually.
अच्छा,
हाँ हाँ
ओके, मैं इसको आईडी में भी, आप कल आ रहे हैं ना सही से?
जी जी जी, मैं कल आ रहा
हाँ
हूँ। कल का मुझको ना टाइमिंग चाहिए, शेड्यूल, और कहाँ पहुंचना है, क्या करना है।
जी जी हाँ, वो ग्रुप में आई थिंक वो फ्लोट हो गया, यू मिस्ड इट, मैं दोबारा बोलता हूँ करने के लिए। ओके
ओके ओके।
ओके, ठीक है। कोई और क्वेश्चन है तो प्लीज ले लीजिए। आई थिंक अंकित सर ने पहले से बोला था, मैंने मैसेज लास्ट मोमेंट देखा, कहीं आपका मीटिंग है आई थिंक, तो 2-3 मिनट्स हम और रिक्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं। कोई और क्वेश्चन है तो प्लीज ले लीजिए।
अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है which you want to send across also, Alok ji, please collect from them and share with me.
ओके
And if there are any one-to-one consultations which are required, then based on the problem statement, the paper they will present, we can have separate meetings also.
श्योर श्योर। ओके, तो आई थिंक आई होप कि वी शुड क्लोज नाउ, यू हैव टू मूव फॉर द मीटिंग।
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so
Okay,
much
thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very
for
much.
joining, for
And
having me. Thank you.
participant, please be on time tomorrow. Meet it tomorrow and online, not online, face to face.
Okay.
Okay. Bye,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.